Hi. Welcome to our very first episode. So, we're two Filipino creatives. Can we even call ourselves creatives? Living in Madrid. So, I live in Madrid and living in
Booster.
Worcester. So, we're figuring things out, making things, and trying not to spiral. So, I think we could start with the introduction.
Yep.
So, let's introduce ourselves.
So yeah, I am Rose and I'm currently living in the UK as an auditor by profession. And I am turning 30 this year, which I think
Real.
everyone will relate to this, that during that time that's where you're trying to figure things out or
Exactly.
trying to ask yourself about stuff. And that's why I said I think I want to do podcasting again. So hence this one. This is why we're doing this now. And yeah, a little bit about me. I think one line to summarize myself is I'm a firm believer of everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
And yeah, next to you.
I love that. So hi, my name is Jim and I'm also a Filipino and I'm the one living in Madrid in Spain. So my transition to Madrid is like quite crazy, you know. I started as a tech professional and then I became an English teacher and now, you know, I'm still an English teacher and I think I totally agree with what you said. Turned 30, I started to have that feeling of, you know, I want to do something more, like finding my own purpose. And I guess in a way this podcast is just an expression of that. So yeah, I think this podcast is part accountability, no?
Yeah.
Part therapy, existential chismes, like we said,
Yeah.
and
Room for improvement, growth, development, talking about stuff, learn from each other, and
Mhm.
maybe we can learn a lot as well from our listeners and audience, which we
Exactly.
are really happy to do. So, yeah, and like I think it's important as well to mention the brief background of how and why we started
Mhm.
this podcast. So
Yeah.
I know that we were able like to have just a chat earlier on Instagram, and then for some reason we were already like planning how should we do this, how should we do that.
Okay, so Rose, let's tell our audience. Well, let's tell our audience when did we plan to this idea of the
Yeah.
podcast?
So basically, well, right now it's 6:50 p.m. in the UK and Spain is just 1 hour ahead of
Yeah,
us. So
7:50
it's
right
7:50
now.
p.m. there. And what time did we speak to each other earlier?
In the afternoon, like 2 p.m., 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So just like
Definitely, yeah. So we agreed with each other na we want this to be as raw, as real, as authentic, as genuine as much as possible. So instead of aiming for a perfection in just one podcast episode,
Mhm.
why just get started? Whatever happens. I mean,
Exactly, yeah,
at least we will learn from each episode that we will be uploading, but
that's
at least we
true.
need to start. So I think it was Jim's idea, like, so okay, how are we going to construct this? And then yeah, we just agreed, let's do it today.
Exactly, yeah. I think, you know, like we were talking about it earlier, how
Yeah.
for me it was an easy decision to partner with you because we had that connection already. We have that connection already, and that it was an easy decision for me. And that I think every time we talk to each other, we learn something new from each other. And I just think that we're good as a team, like, you know,
Yeah.
unpacking topics in life, you know, topics in
Yeah.
general. So yeah, so our first episode, no, the question is, why are we even doing this? Why are we doing this podcast? So I guess we could start with personal reasons.
Yeah. So, well, I'll go ahead first.
Okay.
Uh, a little bit of background. I met Jim, that was 2022.
My
Yeah?
God, 3 years na yun?
2022, yeah.
My God!
I
Ang
met you
bilis
back
naman.
then just
Time
because of
flies
a
so
common
fast.
friend, which is a Filipino as well.
Yeah.
And that was the month wherein I just arrived here in England. And as soon as I met Jim, for some reason, I think this is what you call we're in. He said soulmate. I don't know
Yeah.
how you perceive soulmate, but
Mm.
I have this idea in my head that it doesn't have to be a romantic
Exactly. It could
relationship.
be platonic. Yeah.
It could be platonic. And I think I found that in you because for some reason I felt very light in opening up with you. And whenever we speak to each other, it's like it's just natural, it's just free flowing.
It's true.
So I said we're in the same aim to like improve ourselves, to
Exactly.
learn more in like improving the articulating our ideas by conversation, public speaking, and so on and so forth. And we are in the journey as well of trying to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's not a bad idea to share it to people. Like instead of them seeing just the good side of
Mm-hmm.
every successes, why don't we show them the reality of achieving
Everything,
something?
not the messy
Yeah,
parts as
the
well.
messy part, exactly. No one like has the courage to show that, and I think that's what we want to do. I
Mm.
mean, as much as possible, we don't want a lot of editing or script
Yeah.
or trying to be perfect. Just let
Mhm.
it flow. And yeah, that's why I totally agreed that yeah, let's start this. And I think the sole purpose is maybe still to remind myself as well every now and then that everything really happens for a reason.
Mhm.
And our podcast, Between Tapas and Tea, will
Yeah.
be the safe space for us. So, how
Exactly.
about you? Why
And
are we starting this?
I feel the same as you, like that idea that you said about soulmates. I feel that as well because it's just so easy to talk to you. And I guess like if you have that, like to me it's a no-brainer decision. Like that's why when you said like, "Hey, how are you?" You were just checking up on me earlier. And then
Yeah,
that idea, came into my mind and I'm like, "Oh my God, I have to share it to Rose." So
yeah,
that's what I did, and 2 3 hours later we're here. But
true.
like with you, my personal reason as well is like I think I have this like dream, or I'm very interested in content creation for like more than 5 or 6 years, and I was paralyzed by fear of not being enough. And I guess now that I have like someone like an accountability buddy like you, I think I feel more courageous to do it. So I'm happy that we're doing it together. And honestly, I think that content creation is also like a way for us to find like minded people. No?
Yeah,
I feel
definitely.
like I'd be so much happier if I would find like 10, 15, 20 more like you, and we could like, do maybe another project. So that's
Yeah,
also one of the reasons like putting myself out there, meeting our people or finding our people basically, which I think is very important. And I think as well to provide some insights on how we live as expats, as immigrants, no,
yeah.
in Europe, because it's not all rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that alone is already one of the messy part of being in abroad, coming from people who's from Asia like us. So that's something that we would really like actually to cover as well,
Mm-hmm.
how to strive. So, yep, it's quite nice that we're really doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited as to how things will go
Yeah.
from this moment and on.
I have a question, eh. I think it's relevant to our
Mhm.
main topic. So it's a question
Yeah.
for the both of us, no? Because like this is content creation. So can you give us like a brief background of the type of content that you would like to, because you have your own personal content, no? And I have mine. And this is like our safe space in between because we're basically like contentpreneur as they say it, no? We're basically
Wow. I haven't heard that word, but that sounds bold. Contentpreneur.
yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit of background. When I was in the Philippines before,
Mm-hmm.
way back 2017, I believe, I started a podcast because I was inspired massively by just listening to this podcast
Mm-hmm.
called The Linya Linya Show. And it's
Ah.
the one that is hosted by Ali Sangalang and Victor Anastasio. For some reason, for someone who's starting in the corporate world as an employee, that podcast was able to help me cope in my daily struggles, and it inspires me to do the same.
Mhm.
So I started a podcast, and for some reason, before I arrived here in England, way
Mhm.
back to 2022, I realized that I have a lot of stuff going on. So
Mhm.
I've got to stop doing that podcast. So yeah, I said there's no point in continuing it because I can't remember where I left from.
Mhm.
So now I decided that I want to do it again
Mhm.
because currently I'm just preparing to go back to work from post op as of the moment.
Mhm.
So I think I want to share the journey of having a chronic
Mhm.
illnesses. No, I think
Yeah.
chronic illness.
Yeah.
I have ADHD and I have endometriosis severe,
Mhm.
struggling with infertility. So that's one of really the main content of what
Mhm.
I want to share with my personal uh
Journey. Yeah.
journey, and it's called Fusion for Passion.
Uh-huh.
And to be honest, I haven't even uploaded anything yet, but I'm really happy that this one, it's weird how the universe works.
Yeah.
Because just this week, I was beating myself up
Mhm.
because I said, you created this, you set up all the social media accounts, and yet you
Mhm.
haven't uploaded anything. And then while I was doing that to myself, I guess the universe said, okay, we'll send Jim to Ina
I love that.
so he can encourage her to do stuff. And just because of you, I was able to head start like this. So I think, yeah, we will just figure out
Mhm.
after this one. And then I'm really excited to move along. How about you? A little bit more about your personal content as well.
So for me, I think the universe. So just to like reply on what you said or respond to what you said. Like you said, the universe sent me to you. I think the universe also sent you to me because
Oh,
I've been postponing this for years,
yeah.
and I feel like I just need to have like a space in between content creation because I tried this. I did like a YouTube channel where I documented my Ironman training, but I got burnt out and I felt na I was doing the content just to impress people.
Yeah.
So I had to like pivot and I had to dig deeper and like find the content that really resonates with me. So to answer the question, the personal content that I'm doing, it's called the self-designed path. So basically like finding your
Wow.
own path in life. And I'm using it to document my content creation
Yeah.
journey. And also it's like a love letter to my younger self kasi
Oh,
sobrang people pleaser ko, and I've always wanted to get like the prestigious things, the
yeah.
branded things. That's why I did tech. I went to all this like well-known tech companies, but I felt hollow, like I felt empty.
Yeah.
So right now, that's the goal with the content to
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not sure about my target audience yet. So it's just me basically talking to my inner child, and hopefully it would resonate to people, to
Yeah.
let them know na it's okay to carve your own journey. Yeah.
I'm really glad to be part of that starting journey. And
Uh,
yeah, I think I can quite agree with that one as
mm,
well because the time that I was deleting that
mm,
account, that podcast account, I
mhm,
was able to look back since 2017 like the listeners I've had. There's
mm,
only a few. It's not
mhm.
a lot. I mean the followers, the listeners, it's not a lot. I was able to upload maybe less than 50 episodes.
Ay,
And
wow. My God, 50 episodes.
can I just highlight as well that majority of that, I'm just talking to myself.
No, but that
So
is that is
I just
amazing.
I just realized with what you said as well na um it became like my journal.
Mhm.
I remember there were times na I will look back in an episode wherein I was able to find resilience in there or hope in that
Yeah.
situation. It's just kind of a reminder. And I think if we can do that in the setup, audio, video, and we are learning from that uh situation, why don't we share it as well to the world? People might listen, people might not,
Yep.
people might see
Mhm.
negative things or bad things, but we're just here with the aim of enjoying while sharing our personal journey, struggles,
Yeah,
regardless of standard of perfection. We're
exactly.
not here to be perfect. We're here to be real. So
Exactly. I think
don't.
that's the thing that I did. I wasn't able to consider when I was doing my YouTube channel before. I was thinking about, oh, I should target this market, this
Yeah.
audience, this profile. Pero right now, like with the fresh perspective, the only audience that I could think of is like my younger self. So I think I will start with that. If an audience emerges, then good. If nothing emerges, it's okay. Like you said, it's like a journal. It's a letter to my younger self, and it's like a space to put out our thoughts, no?
Yeah. That is a really heartfelt goal, to be honest.
Thank
I don't know,
you.
but it hits like home. So
So I think now the next question is, what is the next step that, so my question is for the both of us, no?
yeah.
What is the next step that we have to do so that we can post or like complete the next content that we have to release or publish? Like in our
Yeah.
personal contents. So this is where the accountability parts come in.
Yeah, I think you're really right when you said that the accountability buddy concept. It's really powerful. I've
Mhm,
read that concept from a lot of self-help books,
mhm,
and for some reason, coming from a very shy person like me, a bit,
mhm,
it's difficult for me to find an accountability buddy because
mhm.
I'm too shy to ask people around me, most especially people that I always see or I always speak to, like, hey, can you be my accountability buddy? It's not that easy, but I think because of our history, it's natural and it doesn't feel like it's a pressure. And like what we agreed earlier, we don't need to pressure ourselves to
Yeah,
be perfect.
exactly.
Maybe we just need to have the consistency.
Mhm,
Like what you said, we'll make this podcast episode to be uploaded weekly.
mhm,
And it's like what you mentioned earlier, a recap of what has happened during the week, what
mhm,
we've learned from that. And I think that's a good starting point because from there, that can be another motivation for us that,
mhm.
hold on, we were able to do a joint episode.
Yeah.
Let's do some sharings on our personal contents as
Yeah.
well. So I think we'll start with weekly.
Mhm.
And we agreed on uploading our joint podcast episode every
Yeah.
Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, how about you?
So for me, actually, you gave me the push that I need to write the first episode. So I'm still on my second, third draft. But now that we have this, I think it gave me the momentum to really like finish it by Sunday as well. So I'm very happy about that. And I think it's nice that we're a team because I just learned from you how bad the audio of the other app is, no?
Yeah.
So it's nice that, we share information about the things that we're doing. So that to me, because like they say this journey, if you do it alone, it feels lonely. But now it doesn't
True.
feel as much, no, as much
Yeah.
lonely as it normally is. So I'm very happy. So the goal is to complete the draft and record it by Sunday morning and publish it by Sunday evening. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good plan actually.
And how about you? Your so you set up which social media accounts did you set up for your content?
Yeah, for Fusion for
Mhm,
Passion
mhm,
blog, I've created the YouTube channel. I've
mhm,
created the Spotify for the podcast,
mhm,
Facebook, Instagram,
mhm.
TikTok, and I think the X, which was Twitter
Wow.
before. But yeah, like I mentioned, those are just set as of the
Yeah.
moment. Nothing
But
is posted yet, but hopefully I will be able to do that this week as well
mhm,
for my personal content. And I know it's really a very personal content because
mhm,
it will be a lot of information
mhm.
more on health stuff.
Documenting your journey,
Yeah.
struggles that comes with it.
Yeah. And I think having this joint episode, it's kind of like,
Mhm,
okay, that's what happened. to your life before, but how are you going to turn that into something useful for other people?
Yeah.
Or maybe how are you going to find good in that ugly situation of yours?
Exactly, yeah. And I think the reason why it's easy for us because like you said you were diagnosed with ADHD. I'm also diagnosed with ADHD. So like to me this is a perfect fit.
Yeah.
This is a perfect fit.
Yeah.
So I'm very
That
happy.
is a perfect example of procrastination, which is one of the major symptom of
Yeah.
ADHD, I believe. Because like you said, it took you 8 years to start it over again. And for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
took me a long time, more than three
Yeah.
years before I was able to go back again. So that's
People would say that this is just a form probably this is just our coping mechanism because like this podcast is a form of productive procrastination. But at
yeah.
least we're getting something out there. I'm happy that we have it and that we're starting. So anything else about
Agree.
your content that you want to share?
Yeah, as of the moment, that's it. I mean, I have the goal of sharing and learning about
Mm-hmm.
people who's living with ADHD and endometriosis and struggling with their fertility. And I have this goal in mind that I really want to retire
Mm-hmm.
early
Yeah.
from corporate, but not from like having a job or having a business.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I am tired of working in a very toxic environment. I know that some people will say it's very ungrateful of me saying it, but the mere fact that our job is what we're spending a lot of our time, and since that is the major cause of my situation, my illness, my endometriosis,
Mm-hmm.
because of the massive stress
Wow.
there. I don't think that there's a point in me of keeping that job
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I want to do the best that I can currently in my job while taking care of my well-being as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to share the journey of the goal of retiring early and having just a business of our own,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, just live a simple life.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that vulnerability, eh? And to me it's just so amazing because that's one of the reason why I moved to Madrid. Like I burnt out from tech. I
Yeah.
had like a high paying job in the Philippines that it was so toxic. I burnt out so badly. And now I also have the same idea. Na this to me, like to me
Mhm.
this isn't just a hobby. That's why I told that we're
Yeah.
contentpreneurs or something. Like to me this could be a potential business, no? Because
Yeah.
right now like talking about our struggles and like guiding other people who are in the same lane as us, like it could be like I would say a good vocation, like a worthwhile vocation, no? Like leading people and to like me as well. I really want to like retire young as well, but not have like a vocation or a job. And to me, like the gig economy, the advancement of AI, it has made these types of like new careers or vocation possible, no? And I think like we could do it, like if we just be consistent with it, I'm sure that down the line we'll be able to do it. And just to share to our listeners, no, that Mr. Beast, like the most followed YouTuber, one of his like most important advice to people who are starting content creation is he said, "Let's talk after your 100th episode." So that means that he's acknowledging that your first 100 episode would be bad, it would be
Yeah.
messy, you would be
Perfect.
probably confusing to some.
Yeah.
Me, I've accepted that. I mean, I'm still trying to fully accept it. Kaya nga, sobrang na-delay to ng 7 years na eh. Pero
Yeah.
I'm trying to embody that wisdom na the first few episodes would be messy, no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? It's kind of funny because I was just listening to this episode of
Mhm,
The Diary of a CEO earlier
mhm.
while I was painting the living room.
Yeah.
And one concept that was really resonates with me was Kevin O'Leary, if I
Mhm,
pronounce it correctly. He said that Steve Jobs' mindset is like you will only succeed once,
mhm,
but everything else is failure.
mhm,
So you should have the resilience or the mindset that you will fail a lot of times. You will fail all the time. But the moment you succeed, it's just once because you only need one moment to
Exactly.
succeed. And that that hits me because recently I keep on being perfect. I keep
Mhm.
on trying
Yeah.
recording the perfect stuff before I upload it on my personal content. I just realized, like what you said, you're right. We'll talk after 100, after
Mm.
your 100 episodes. That's really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
know, that is an amazing insight. Kasi, yun nga, we just need to like, I think it was Churchill who said like a similar quote na
Mm,
success is what you do when you fall down from failures. So parang, alam mo yun, parang probably the first 100 is bad. But if you just
mhm.
continue, if you continue, you'll see, um, yun nga eh, parang sabi, you can have
Right.
if you're consistent, if you just show up, down the line we'll reap the fruits of our labors.
Oh, that's quite nice. I'm learning a lot from this one.
Yeah, I'm also learning from you. Throw me an insight and then another like comes out to me. So I think I love it. I love this. I love.
Well, I think I am more interested now for a while on
Mm,
more background about you as
yeah.
well. Like, for how long did you work in the Philippines before you moved to another country? And you mentioned that it was because you felt burnt out. That's the
Mm.
reason why you came here. But like, did you jump from company to company or yeah, how was your experience when you were in the Philippines?
Okay, so that is a good question. I think I'm also interested to know your
Yeah.
answer to this question. So for me, like, I followed the prescribed path, no?
Uh,
So my parents told me, "Oh, mag-engineering ka." Tapos when I did that, IT ka, mag-tech ka kasi andun
yeah.
yung pera, that's what's stable. So I followed that and I got the money and everything. But the thing is like with I feel like I'm not made for corporate after
Mhm.
being in corporate for 7 and 8 years. Because I
Wow.
had like
Long
eight
time.
almost 8 years of experience in the Philippines already. And actually the job that burnt me out was my second to the last job in the Philippines. The last job, it was amazing. I had amazing teammates, but that is when I started to feel na I feel like the corporate is not exactly for me.
Mhm.
I kept looking for variety. I kept looking for like novel stuff. And it came to a point that everything felt repetitive.
Mhm.
And like this opportunity to like move abroad, to live in Europe, like to me, it felt that it was, I needed it more, than just like a stable job. A stable job that to me feels and looks repetitive.
Yeah.
So when the opportunity presented itself, I moved. It was during COVID. It was, I mean, almost at the end of COVID, no?
Wow.
Like
That was a
and
long time
almost
ago
end of
then.
2021.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? When I arrived in Spain, because they opened up everything earlier than Southeast Asia, I felt like my life was unpaused. Like when I was in the Philippines during COVID, I felt that life was on pause. Like everything.
Everything. I know. Yeah.
So, how about you?
Oh, yeah. That's a very honest sharing of yours. And yeah, thank you. I did not realize that it took you 7 to 8 years before you
Mhm.
decided like to move out of the country and to start over again.
Yeah.
I have this in mind earlier. I was trying to like calculate how old are you now because you mentioned how many years
I'm
you've been
old.
working. But yeah, I mean, in relation to that, I was working as an auditor as well in one of the
Mhm,
big four firm in the Philippines. And same with you. And I think this is a very typical Asian culture wherein your parents get to decide
mhm,
about your future. And it's like it's a must for everyone to
mhm,
finish college. It's like
mhm,
every parent's dream.
mhm,
And like you said, so I did those, I followed what they said. And then now, when I was in the corporate as an auditor, it was really, really a struggle for me during my 3.5 years because I was struggling like to juggle with personal stuff that I want to do and the job itself. It's a lot of pressure, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of
mhm,
overtime. I've been sleeping in the office for
mhm.
I can't even remember how long. I even experienced having a shower there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then I was having my existential crisis back then, and then for some reason I said maybe there's something more for me
Mm-hmm.
outside the country.
Yeah.
And then I tried to search in our internal career hub,
Mm-hmm.
and then apparently there were openings, vacancies that I can apply. Same company still, but different parts of the
So
world.
internal transfer, no?
Yeah, yeah, it became like that. And to be honest, sent 800. I
Wow.
will never be able to forget the number of job
Like,
applications I've sent. Yeah, it took me 800 applications before I was able to get this
wow.
one particular job, which brought me here in England. So, yeah, I think as a reminder that you just need one success, isn't it?
That's true.
Everything. Those 799, I'm still happy that I was able to send them. I will not
Yeah.
be going
It's
to
part of
regret
the
about
process, no?
yeah, it's part of the
It's part
process.
of
I
the
mean,
process. And me, I'm also like thankful
mm,
to my parents, if not for the values that they instilled into me. I think also for you, I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have right now. So
yeah,
I'm very thankful for them for like instilling like this value. Although now I realize that the traditional values of the Filipino society, like parts of it doesn't work with what I truly value. So that's why now I have to like carve and like make my own path. Yeah. Well, I got a new question just from
go on.
your question. So what changed? Like how different is it? Like the good things and the bad things. Like when you moved to the UK, and how is it different from the Philippines? Like it could be general, it could be work
Yeah.
wise. So it's up to you.
In general, I think here in the UK, it's very diverse here. So as soon as I arrived here, I was shocked how welcoming everyone is. Like
Mm,
they're all friendly, they will greet you if they will come pass by you. I love that feeling. One negative counterpart of that
yeah.
one when I was in the Philippines is I know some people might say something about this,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
I've had a lot of experiences in the Philippines wherein you will pass by with a fellow Filipino and they will
Mhm.
just look at you from head to toe.
Mhm.
For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's one of the bad thing
Mhm.
that I hate as well about our culture. I don't know where is that coming from, but I
Mm.
hope that is something that we could change because
Yeah.
why are we doing it in the first place? And the bad thing that I experienced here in England as well,
Mhm.
there were some very very a few that I've seen in London when I was in London who were doing the same. And I was like, I felt hurt a bit, but I should not be taking it personally, isn't it? Because it's just the culture. It's not about me.
The
Oh,
thing is, you have a point. I think it's embedded in the Filipino
yeah.
society that, for example, we ask whenever we meet someone new, we ask the person's job so we could level the respect that we
Really?
could give
I
them.
know. Oh, I'm
To
glad
me,
you
that's
figured
what
it.
I don't
Yeah.
like about the Philippine
Oh,
society. Like here, the common question, like if you meet Filipinos, the first thing that they would ask is, "Are you legal or not?" Because they
what does that
know,
mean?
a lot of people or Filipino here in Spain are illegal. So they
When you
would
say
ask that,
illegal,
like,
mm,
do you have papers or not? That's the first.
okay.
Yeah, like to me, like I think that is like some very like private information, and to me,
Yeah.
it's a bit rude, you know. So like that kind of thing doesn't sit right with me as well.
Filipinos sometimes can be very, very straightforward in a sense that
Mhm.
quite rude already.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
we don't realize that sometimes. But
Exactly. We don't
yeah,
realize that's so true, no? Like the Filipino joke from our aunts saying that, "Oh, you're getting fat." No, like it's just like
true.
to them it's just banter, but here it would be rude. It would be rude
Yeah,
for sure.
true. Yeah, I think you will agree with this when I say that it expands my horizon of
Mhm.
thinking when I move abroad because I thought in the Philippines I've had everything. This is the how the culture should be. And then
Mhm.
when I move here, like one classic example is the independence of the
Yeah.
kids here. Like, for example, my partner, he has to be financially independent already as soon
Mhm.
as he turned 18.
Yeah,
That's really different in the Philippines. And
exactly.
me personally, I did not experience it. So those
I think
are new
that's a
things.
good thing about Europe, no?
Yeah,
And for me, one thing that I've seen here that to me that is like such a stark contrast with the Philippines. Like, in the Philippines we have like big birthday parties,
yeah,
lots of foods, like it's grand. So here, like I've been with people, I would say they're middle class or upper
yeah,
middle class. And whenever they would celebrate birthdays, it's super simple,
yeah.
super simple. Like to me, at the first time that I experienced that, I was shocked because we were used to like the grander things in the Philippines, no? And that's
You
what
will
I've
take a
learned here.
loan just to cater everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I learned here that it's okay to live simpler.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it's like, imagine the amount of money that you can save
Exactly, yeah.
from pleasing everyone instead of like spending your special day with the
Mhm.
most important people in your life.
That
Yeah,
is.
that's one that I appreciate as well.
Oh, I'm also interested because like I think this is a pretty like interesting topic. How about public transportation? Because it was a huge problem in Metro Manila. No?
Yes.
How is the difference?
Oh,
Your experience.
I was really fascinated here in England. When I arrived here in Reading, I was surprised like how disciplined the drivers are.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of rules. They're
Mm-hmm.
roundabouts. It's a smart way of like managing the traffic in the crossing. And then bus are can be easily accessible. The traffic
Mm-hmm.
back then is not that bad, not unless it's like a rush
Mm-hmm.
hour. But the
Yeah.
train system, that's what amazes me so
Mm-hmm.
much in London. It's like, I don't know, 50 feet ground that deep. And there's a lot of like trains
Yeah.
next to each other like that. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And it's like in London, you don't need your car just
Mm-hmm.
to travel from point A to B.
Yeah.
You just need to take the train, which is they call tube. It's really fascinating. I haven't traveled much with
Mm.
the in other country
Mm.
to be in an airplane. So I think by land, yeah, it's really quite good.
Nice.
I'm curious about in Spain. How is it there?
Here in Spain, I don't know who said it, but I heard before someone said that a good public transport system adds to the quality of your life. And I would say that that is so true because, like, my work is quite far. I think I travel like almost 80 something kilometers, but on commute, I spend. So now my work is like closer. So my new work is just 15 minutes away from where I live,
Mhm.
so better. But my previous work, I travel like 1 hour, 20 minutes one way, and I'm always comfortable. And the thing is, even if I travel 1 hour, 20 minutes, I still have
Yeah.
so many time during the day to do things. That's why I have a second
Wow.
job. And that's why I have time to meet friends. And like whenever I tell people that I travel 1 hour, 20 minutes, they kept on telling me like, oh my God, you're so crazy. That is super far. And like in my mind, like in the Philippines, I've experienced traveling 3, 4 hours one way. That
Yeah.
is one way. So this
I
is nothing.
true.
This is
Yeah.
nothing to me. Yeah.
Oh,
So that.
that's really quite profound. And it's just, well, we are all in,
Mhm.
how do you consider it? First world
Yeah,
countries. And we are comparing it with third world. And I can say
that
there's
is
really a
true.
lot of
So
difference.
it's really
Culture,
a privilege, no? Like
economy, yeah.
living here.
And I understand that sometimes, I mean, we complain about little stuff about our lives in the other country, but we forget the fact that whatever kind of life we're living right now is what a lot of people in the Philippines are hoping for. So
On
that's a
that
reminder for me as well.
on that note, I think the next best question is what are the things from the Philippines that you miss the most?
I miss the most family.
Mm-hmm.
Living in abroad makes me realize as well how family oriented we are.
Yeah.
It's different. It's like even if how tough things are, you have your family by your side. They got your back.
Yeah.
So that's one of the major thing that I miss from the Philippines,
Mhm.
aside from the food,
Yeah.
family and food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any particular like comfort stuff for you? Like for me, I
Comfort
kid
na.
you not, sometimes I dream about pouching. Just because
Pouchin!
it's my
Yeah.
comfort food. Sometimes I dream about it, So I mean, of course I
Oh,
miss my family, but little things that you
yeah.
miss about the
The
Philippines.
rice with fried dim sum.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that one.
I'm
It's my
craving
comfort food.
now.
Yeah. Like when I was doing that toxic job,
Yeah.
whenever I want comfort, it's what I eat. Pouchin.
Oh, that's your comfort food. Mine is marugame udon.
Ah, I love that too. I
Yeah.
love that too.
But sometimes it doesn't quite fit when it's really hot or
Yeah,
summer.
yeah.
But Pouchin, yeah, I remember how good their sauce,
Mm.
I think it has a Sprite in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just so good. I always ask them, can you please give me two, I don't
Yeah.
know, mini cups of
Sauce.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I will pour all of them into my rice and then
Yeah, I do that too, Oh my
I'm
God.
craving right now.
Yeah.
Why did you activate that one? You should have not mentioned that.
Boy, I still have to wait a few more months because I'll be going back home to visit my
Mhm.
family this December. The
Yeah.
first time in 3-4 years here in Spain, The first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. For how
So I'm
long will you be staying there?
almost 4 years now.
Mm.
Yeah. And like I told you, like when the tech job didn't come through,
Yeah.
there was a time that I considered like going back to the Philippines, but then I'm lucky. I have a partner as well. So my partner helped me get the residence permit, and fingers
That's so
crossed I
nice.
get the passport next year.
Yeah.
That's when I get it. But yeah, it's like I said, it's not rainbows and always the rainbows and butterflies. There are struggles, and but I'm happy because I think another thing that because I think you also have a lot of free time, and like with those free time that we have here in these places that we are, it for me it forced me to confront those things that I swept under the rug, or
Mhm.
I kept hidden at the back of my mind.
Mhm.
And we're exposed to like many different culture, many different peoples, many
Yeah.
situations. So some of these things that we've hidden, like in the Philippines, like I told some of my friends, like probably there are issues or like problems that I won't be able to unpack or address
Yeah.
if I stayed in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Because living abroad, no, we're forced to deal with so much.
It's really outside of our comfort zone.
Exactly.
And you're really correct. It makes us a different person. It changes you when you
Yeah.
move to different uh, country to live there. It
Yeah.
changed you a lot in all aspect. I can tell. Oh, that's
That's
really
true.
a good a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I still want to talk to you about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
that
we continue it for the next episode.
like what we talked about earlier during the
Mm.
start. Whenever we talk to each other, it's just free flowing.
Yeah. And
Like
energizing. I felt energized
exactly.
just talking to
Good
you.
vibes only.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that we are not very restricted with the script, with the we only need to follow this flow or something. I love that we can be genuine, we can just be ourselves, we can
Mhm.
just throw different questions sometimes even if it's like
Yeah.
not within the flow. So I love that one about it. And
Mm-hmm.
I think to end this episode,
Mm.
what is your mantra that you're going to live by or you're currently living with that you can
Mm.
share with
Oh,
everyone?
I'm not prepared, but let me think quickly. If you have it, you could go first because
Okay, it's fine. Yeah,
think
so with me,
that is
I'm
a big
really
question.
yeah, I'm really a firm believer of everything happens for a reason. And that's where my previous podcast before circulates
Mm-hmm.
because eh, yeah, like what this is the reality. We will always fail.
Mm-hmm.
Everything will not work perfectly as the way we want them to, but we only need one chance. We
Yeah.
only need one specific moment to have it to succeed. And if we will not be able to live our lives without that fear of rejection, of failure, we will
Yeah.
not be able to enjoy our lives. So I just keep on reminding myself that everything happens for a reason. Like for example, oh, I was robbed. Maybe everything happens for a reason. I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's so stupid of you to think it that way." But I don't know, it's just sometimes instead of you
It
sitting
gives you
around,
comfort, no?
yeah,
When
it
you
gives
think
you
of that.
comfort. It gives
Yeah.
you hope that, okay, this is bad, but
Yeah.
maybe there's something good about to
Yeah.
happen in a few days or weeks
Yeah.
or months. But, it's not the end of the world, you know.
I totally agree because like I know people they get so down when bad things happen and I think
That's me as well.
that is a good mindset to like
Mm,
employ, because we're living here in this world that let's face it, like this is an unfair world. Like bad things happen to good people and good
yeah.
things happen to bad people. So like I think when you employ that kind of mindset, it prevents you from having high expectations or like to prepare you for the worst. So
Still
I love
giving
that.
your best. Yeah, still giving your best. Like as if it's the only try that you can
Mm,
have. Being open in a sense that, okay, this might fail, this might not. At least I gave everything. At least I did everything. If it will succeed, better. If it will not, good, because at least there's a learning point. If there's
mm.
no learning point, how will I grow? So,
You know,
yeah.
I remember in relation to that,
Mhm.
sorry, medyo
Drop.
sometimes I feel like I'm cutting you, but that is a really good insight that I just remember there was a graffiti in UP before. Like it
Okay.
says you win or you learn. You don't
Oh,
lose.
yes.
Yeah, you win or you
That's a
learn.
very lovely statement.
So I
I love
think
that.
that's also the mindset that we're coming here. I think that is like for me, no. I think that's it for me, no.
Yeah.
Because you brought it up. So I have two, eh. You win or you learn, or yung the second one, I saw it recently. I think I'll share it to you after this later. So it says that success, your best self, your best life is on the other side of cringe. So like, my insecure old younger self,
Yeah.
if he sees that I'm doing this, he would be cringing. Like, oh my
True.
God, what are you doing? Why are you doing
Yeah.
this? You're saying a bunch of nonsense in front of the internet. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're embarrassing yourself. But, this is the way. This is the way.
Mm.
We have to get through the other side of cringe.
We
Yeah,
need to get
that's enough.
started.
We need to get started.
That's why this is a small win for me. I hope
Mhm.
it's the same with you, that we
The
were able
same.
to do this as well. And I'm really, really glad and grateful and blessed that I have you as a friend. And
Mhm.
yeah,
So I guess that's it, no?
yeah, and
Oh
thank you
no,
so
no, I
much.
have one last.
Go on.
So what's one thing that you're looking forward to this coming week?
This coming week, we will be posting our first ever episode, and
Yeah.
wait for the YouTube channel and the Spotify account for the, what's our title? What's our
Are between tapas and
tea?
tea.
Yeah, so tapa because that's what represents Spain, and tea is
Yeah.
what represents UK.
Yeah, we
So
still have to workshop our opening and closing. No, but
I know.
I
Yeah,
love
but
it. Eh?
like we said, we don't need to be perfect in here.
Yeah.
We just need to be real. We just need to
We're
be
growing. We're learning.
genuine. Yeah, we'll start from there. And I did really appreciate your time.
You too.
It is as if
So
it's just
thank
a
you for
meeting,
your
isn't it?
time. Eh? So I guess we'll see each other next week.
Definitely, and we'll upload this. And I'm looking
Yes.
forward for the next one after we
Yes.
upload this.
Me
Are you
too.
looking forward for that one as well?
Of course, of course.
Definitely. Perfect. Yay!
See you guys next time.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
To be perfect in here,
Yeah,
we just need to be real. We just need to
we're
be
growing. We're learning.
genuine. Yeah, we'll start from there.